Hello one and all. This is my reaction review and content discussion of That Time by Reincarnated Slime, Season 3, Episode 20. And finally, after more than a dozen episodes of build-up, we are getting the god-dang Founders Festival. I mean, seriously, I think Rimuru, pitched this idea in episode, 2 or 3? And now we're finally getting it. We're finally getting to see what Tempest really has to offer, and I'm so excited for this. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm actually really curious, exactly how far they're gonna go with the first big part of this, the orchestra, because, I mean, it's like a 30-piece orchestra that performs for an hour, plus then the, second act, which performs for 10 minutes. I mean, they can go really above and beyond. Get a full orchestra, get professional musicians for this, but I don't know. I feel like they might just kind of do a little montage, oh, that was nice. Which would definitely be disappointing, but I mean, like I said, there's a very wide range for the quality I'm expecting for this episode, and I just really don't know. I'm really, really not sure. But anyway, though, start this episode, we have the Rimuru and the kids, who are shocked to find out that, yes, Rimuru is the king of a country. A country where the capital is named Rimuru, and where there are sculptures of slimes on literally everything. Man, who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought that, Rimuru, their teacher who was a slime, was the leader of a country where the capital is named Rimuru and they worship slimes? Oh, these kids aren't that bright, but I still love them. You've gotta be kidding me. Why? Why even bring her? Oh god, okay, this does actually make sense because, yeah, Chis isn't the one who's supposed to actually be chaperoning them around the festival. Someone else is. We're going to see her very soon. And I guess it does make a certain level of sense. In the light novel, it was oh, the festival's about to start, and I've given absolutely no thought to who's going to look after these kids. Where here it's oh no, I had Tis, but she is in shock because she found out I was a demon lord, so she can't do it. I mean, that is a really, really stupid reason, but I guess it does make sense. I'm also going to point out in the light novel, when Rimuru says, oh yeah, the reason why I haven't had a chance to visit recently is because I was busy being the king of this country. And all the kids are yeah, that makes perfect sense. That's a perfectly valid excuse for not coming to check up on us. God dang, Hinata! You are freaking beautiful! Oh, I love it. Seriously, I saw a lot of people actually commenting last episode on the Reddit page hey, is Hinata actually hot? Apparently that's not something they realized while she was still in uniform, which, God, I love people sometimes. Yeah, Ken, don't call someone who is as strong as your teacher an old hag. Bad idea. Especially when she's holding a sword. Also, light novel, that sword was way closer to his throat. Seriously, God, this woman's terrifying. Also, why does her being terrifying make her hotter? I'm gonna look into that. Again, these kids are not smart. This is Hinata. Oh, she's just some old hag. Wait, you mean she's that Hinata? How many freaking Hinatas are out in this world? This woman is a freaking goddamn celebrity. Yeah, the girls are very, very excited about this. Alice is actually a big fangirl over Hinata. Also, in the light novel, Ken actually says, I almost wet myself. And Rimuru doesn't blame him. Hinata is terrifying. Also, I love Rimuru in a cape and a cloak. It's just so dramatic every time he moves. God, I love cloaks. Yeah, I mean, Hinata doesn't really seem like the kind of person who would look after kids out of the goodness of her heart, and, not even someone to actually get along with kids. However, that's not actually the case, and she's actually a really kind-hearted person. She is just so really, really bad at showing it.
そんなことはありませんとも。あなたたちも嫌とは言わないわね。はい、もちろんです。ケンちゃん、ぜひともお願いします。ゲイル君まで。それじゃあ僕も。
Oh. God, that is precious. That is seriously, seriously precious. Oh my god. I mean, I love this illustration, light novel, but the hug. Oh god. Hinata being shocked, them being so happy. It's just so adorable. Oh god. Oh, Chloe, you are something else, I gotta say. Yes, you've just managed to instantly charm Hinata. Good for you. Yeah, for the record, Hinata was scouting out last night looking for yakisoba and grilled corn booths. She is a serious food junkie. God, these poor paladins having to deal with their god, their literal freaking god, walking around dressed as a maid. Also, it's pointed out that the dress she's wearing is actually from Tempest, and it has, well, for one thing, it's crazy expensive, made from hellmoth silk, and has cancelled temperature, meaning while you wear it, the temperature around you is always freaking perfect. That is an insane ability, and one I really, really wish I had. It's also fairly decent armor, at least better than leather armor. Ooh, Gazelle, so serious. I love him. Yes, also, for the record, this whole, musical, concert hall, orchestra place was also built in, I think, a month. This is all just built up for the freaking Founders Festival. Talked? Talked? Seriously? In the light novel, his name is Baton. Please tell me there's another bad translation. What the freak is a talked? Like, seriously, Rimuru named him Baton because he wanted him to, lead the orchestra with a freaking baton. What the freak? Oh god. Oh, yeah, so basically Talked is like, I want to do something, but I suck at literally everything. I'm not strong, I'm not smart, I can't actually play instruments, what should I do? And his literal god Rimuru showed up, gave him a new name, and basically, told him to go lead musical performers, and he did that, and hey, good for him! Also, I don't know why, light novel said halfling, but for some reason, whenever I pictured this dude, I pictured the red imp from Soul Eater, that little freaky guy. Oh, the Dryads are playing. Good for them. Yeah, everyone's enchanted. Literally everyone is enchanted right here. In fact, some people even say, oh, this might have been the greatest moment of my entire life. And it's really emphasized that this is a, hodgepodge of different people. You got goblins, you got dragonkin, you got whatever the freak this girl is with horns. It's just, humans too. It's just literally everyone working together, collaborate. Seriously, this dude, this freaking minotaur in the background. This red panda guy. Oh my god, I'm loving the details here, but really emphasize this is monsters, humans, all mixed together, all playing musical instruments with an incredible amount of skill and talent. I also, they the dwarves! Those the dwarf brothers? Are they playing cello, I think that is? Unexpected, interesting. Anyway, that was also said right here that, art in this world is basically exclusive for the upper class. Because if technology advances too much, then the angels will show up and kill everybody. So what's basically happened now is that the upper class, they keep all the art, they keep all the music for themselves. So that way, when it spreads, that way, the angels won't show up. Ooh, okay, love this right here. Beautiful shot. Before that, I do want to mention that basically all the songs they're playing are from Earth, and Rimuru, or at least Raphael, took all of Rimuru's knowledge from musical textbooks that he's read, from music that he half remembered, and basically made an entire book like, this is the book of music. Read this and you'll know how to play. And that included a lot of songs, including things from like anime openings, which are played like right next to Mozart, like back to back. Oh my god. And Yuki gives Rimuru a rather dirty look after that, but it all flows together fairly well. And it's not like anyone in the audience other than Rimuru and Yuki actually know where those songs come from. But yeah, this is Act Holy Mother of God. Wow. Okay, yeah, so this is Act 2. In the light novel, Rimuru actually says they didn't really recognize Shion because she was wearing something other than her business suit, and I laughed then, but I get it right now. She looks like an entirely different person. Holy Mother of God. Yeah, Rimuru has a lot of right to be concerned, but he also knows, okay, you know what, Molly's in charge of this, Shion's working with her. There's no way that, they would let Shion do something like play disastrously on stage in front of most of the royals of this world. Also, importantly, that's Clayman's piano. I mean, a lot of these instruments were Clayman's, but specifically said that that piano was taken from Clayman's property. And now Shuna is playing it, which I feel like is somewhat appropriate considering the fact that she was the one that, defeated Aldermont and allowed them to take over Clayman's castle. That is her prize. That is her conquest. Ooh, this I like. This I like. Okay, this definitely feels a step up from the performance from the first half, from Baton's whole orchestra thing. Admittedly, I do not have a musical ear, but that's just how it feels to me. Holy Mother of God, okay. That was somehow one of the best animated scenes in this entire series. It sounded good too. I mean, not professional, maybe professional, I don't know, I can't tell the difference. But it sounded freaking good and looked amazing. Holy Mother of God. Yeah, and Rimuru was a bit irked that Luminous got the first clap before him. There, right there. What difference does it make whether human or monster performed it? That is the entire point of all of this, to show that monsters aren't that different from people. And they just accomplished it. Shion and Shuna accomplished that better than anything else Rimuru could have done this festival. Aw, Rimuru's waving at them. Oh god, that smile. Seriously, Shion, entirely different person right there. Oh, God, I love this cutaway. They are so happy. Delicious. Okay, that's entirely new to the anime. I love that. I absolutely love that. Just the cutaway, like, Rimmer's like, yes, art, music, it can surpass boundaries. Whereas Hinata's like, food. Food surpasses boundaries. It unites us all. We all love good food. Jesus freaking Christ. You guys are seeing this, right? You're seeing this. The Dome of Science, what the freak do they call it? The Historical Archives is shaped like Rimuru and even has his slanted eyes, right? Here and here. What the freak, man? Like, seriously, what the freak? Okay. That's too early. That should not be here right now. Yeah. I mean, remember I was talking about doing a train, but not for quite a bit longer. Okay.
その抽出率はなんと 99% を誇り、フルポーションに匹敵する薬効と申せましょう。
Yeah, this is not really all that exciting. I mean, especially compared to this morning, Rimuru even thinks like, okay, maybe I should have swapped it up. Maybe I should have done like the boring science talk in the morning and then the whole like musical performance in the afternoon. Since this is basically just like, oh, this is how we make the full potions, not how we make them. A lot of the actual process is like a closely guarded secret, but basically, this is how we make them. Yeah, by the way, they told Rimuru nothing about what exactly they were doing with all of this. Yes, but the question is, yeah, exactly. How exactly do you define living in this world? Yeah, for the record, that dude's like a court mage. He's like, I know everything about science. I know this won't work. Science, magic, one of those. I know this won't work, but, yeah, this can be interesting. That's the great thing when you bring someone new into the field of science. They aren't, bound by the same laws of, common sense understanding. So they're able to be like, hey, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we try this? And they're able to push the boundaries and do things that people who have been in the field for 30, 40 years would never even think of doing. Interesting. It's like just fully reattached it. Curious. In the light novel, I think it was just like, oh, the sword grew a little bit longer, trying to, rebuild its edge. But, repairing a sword broken in half is definitely more, visually clear. Yeah, like I said, he has just fully defied all laws of common sense and magic. Of course the court mage would be shocked by this. Yes, this is actually really interesting. I think it's mentioned before, but basically, the more you use a sword, the more it adjusts to your magicules, the more, let's say, alive it becomes, as it slowly begins to develop a will of its own. In fact, when you get to god-tier weapons and armor, that's stuff that can literally decide whether or not it actually likes you. Which is just such a hilarious concept. You pick up the sword and you're like, I now wield a god-class sword. I am invincible. And the sword's like, nah, I don't like you. I don't like that haircut you have. I'm not gonna actually let you use any of my power. In which case, you still have like a very strong weapon, basically an invincible weapon, but it's not a god-tier weapon. It's just like a really sturdy stick, essentially. Yeah, so the same thing with like the dryads. Basically, if a tree lives long enough, if it's exposed to enough magicules, then slowly it will develop a will of its own and become alive. It will become a dryad.
希少な薬草とその辺の雑草とでは見た目からして全くの別物ではないか。ところがです。
That's basically just like an objection! Oh my god. Oh, Gabiru, he is very excited about this. Also, I love the train just going in the background for this entire thing. But yeah, so another huge, shocking discovery. Basically, the Hippocote herbs, the stuff that Rimuru has been using to make potions since he was, born into this world, they aren't actually some super rare magical plant. They are just like regular grass that mutated because they were grown in an area full of high-density magical counts. So, that basically means that anyone, anywhere can make their own Hippocote herbs. Just not in, high enough numbers to actually rival Rimuru's business.
マソの濃度が高い場所に生息するのではなく、マソの濃度が高いがゆえに突然変異した植物。それこそがヒポクテ草の正体だったのです。
Oh, the gas! This is a huge discovery. The gas! Oh, I love it. Oh, hey, that's the. Isn't that the dude who tested Rimuru? I feel like that's the adventure dude. God, I might be misremembering that. Or is we've seen him before. I'm trying to remember exactly where. Yeah, Gazelle. Gazelle is literally shaking right here. In fact, he comes to Discovery a bit earlier than most other people, and Rimuru turns to him and is like, hey, his face is completely drained of blood, as he realized the massive implications here. It does make sense. I mean, like I said, with this discovery, that means that anybody can grow these herbs, and therefore anybody can make, the potions. But also, like I said, that's not going to happen. You're going to need a lot of magicules to get that done, and even a large nation like Ingracia probably couldn't do that without suffering a pretty significant loss. Oh, no, that's who that dude is. Okay, now I remember. He is the teacher who worked at the academy with Rimuru. He was the one who was always, like, bossy and mean to him. That's who he is. All right, thank you. Thank God. God, I love this train. I love the train just going around. I mean, like I said, it's a bit early for it, but oh, it's just so cool to have flying around the room. Just such a cool touch. Yeah, it said they practiced this routine a lot, just to make sure they got it down pat. Okay, two things. One, we're only halfway through the episode, which is surprising. I kind of figured these two things would take, quite a while. And also, yeah, the big part of their whole pitch was, hey, we're studying this in Tempest. If you want to be part of it, come move to Tempest. It's basically trying to, recruit scientists. It's basically them trying to recruit scientists. Hey, it's you again. Just having a grand old time enjoying the festival. And yes, that is Veldora running a takoyaki booth. Was takoyaki? I think it is. That is so much freaking food. Seriously. I feel nauseous just imagining eating hot dogs, hamburgers, and grilled chicken all in one day. And yakisoba! Oh! Oh my god. Oh, that was adorable. Oh, I love Veldora. Veldora is like ready to fight immediately. Oh god, he is such a good protector. Yeah, so basically Luminous is thinking like, okay, this, Little Nation Tempest, they are freaking amazing. Their musicians are better than mine. They have all this science. They have all this stuff. I want it. I want more of it. So let me figure out a way to get some of it for myself.
先ほどの演奏は見事であった。今日一日で我々は認識を改めたぞ。
High praise, very, very high praise from someone who doesn't offer a lot of it.
ヴァンパイアにも芸術に通じる者がいる。配下にも研究好きの変わり者がおるゆえ。その者たちをここへ派遣し。
I'm not sure they're going to go over it, but the oddballs she's talking about are referred to as the overcomers. Basically, vampires who have managed to overcome their weakness to sunlight, meaning they're essentially immortal beings who don't need to eat, sleep, or essentially do anything. So they just do whatever the freak they want. Some of them just, live their lives as maids because that amuses them. Others study weird, arcane sciences that no one else would either bother with because it's just not worth their time.
それは構わないけど。無論、報酬は用意するぞ。貴様に一つ技を授けようではない。
Now, what do they actually call it here?
そうじゃ。信仰と
Oh, no, that is Secret of Faith and Grace. That's basically what they call it in the light novel. So there's called the Skills of Faith and Favor. But honestly, both times it's a little bit too wordy, and I feel like they really could have simplified that quite a bit. Oh, love Rimuru keeping a calm face, like, I want that! I don't know what it is, but I want it! While being like, oh, that sounds interesting.
貴様を信じる者が貴様の力の一部を行使できるようになるという技じゃよ。
So basically, it will turn Rimuru into a god and a power source for his people. Oh, okay. That was fast. Holy mother of God. Alright, I think in light novel they just kind of moved past the scene. I wasn't expecting her just to shine her hand and for him to know it. For him to basically become a god. Yeah, so essentially this is the same ability that allows Luminous to have her followers know holy magic because they're using her name as a vessel and, dipping into it to obtain the ability to use holy magic, the spirituals and all of that.
ところでリムルよ。貴様が招いた来賓どもの中に不快な気配をまとう者がおったが気づいておるのだろうな。
That is a very threatening light right here. Seriously, just turned to sunset all of a sudden. Terrifying. Oh, and also I should probably mention that when Luminous offers to give Rimuru that skill, she mentions, yes, it's a big deal, but also, you're a smart dude, and she'll figure it out on your own in a couple of years. At which point, Raphael pouts, and Rimuru realizes, yeah, it probably wouldn't have been a couple of more years. She probably was just, right on the cusp of figuring it out, and now she's mad. And it's just always adorable when Raphael is pouting. Interesting. They're actually keeping this too. In the light novel, it says that Rimuru and Yuki picked the Western meal, whereas Hinata picked the Eastern meal. The stall was called Pseudonym, the light novel was called Alias, but yeah, that's just their way of hiding the fact that freaking Veldora is running it, because why not be super obvious about hiding something in plain sight? Oh no! Pseudonym's Grill. They literally named it Pseudonym's Grill. Good God above. Ooh, ice cream. Oh, that's good looking ice cream right there. Oh, I love it. You haven't matured at all. That's such a mean way of saying that. But yeah, Yuki's been in this world for a decade and he still looks like a teenager.
それにしてもリムルさんも面白い着眼点で研究させているんだね。よ、
Yeah, Rimuru, absolutely no involvement at all in the research. They didn't even tell him what they were actually going to present about. I mean, Rimuru trusts his people, and that's what matters. And they have another one of the giant spear tuna in the background, because of course they do. Okay, that's an interesting way of starting the meeting. Yes, Rimuru, Tempest, all of them are literally out of money. Not out of, riches, just out of actual freaking money. Honestly, I was kind of hoping we'd see Molly run into the room because he was kind of late to this meeting, being like, Rimuru, we're out of money! This is fine, too. Yeah, so basically the big problem right here is, okay, we have an insane amount of money, and the people I actually trust, yeah, they're willing to take that other type of money. The ancient coins, the treasures, even the stellars if I need to. But as for these new merchants, the ones I don't trust, the ones I don't recognize, they are all demanding payment in cash, in dwarven coins. And quite frankly, I don't know if there's enough dwarven coins in the world, in circulation, to actually pay all of them. And so yeah, this is the big threat of the festival. Not somebody attacking, not somebody trying to murder everyone, but rather them trying to financially cripple Tempest and make them look bad. Yeah, that's really the big rub of all this. Basically, the Council of the West said that all transactions need to be made in dwarven coins. Therefore, that is the rule. And while Tempest is not currently a member of that council, they very much want to be. And if they refuse to follow the rules now, that will really hurt their chances of being accepted down the road. Yeah, that's a very Shion answer. I mean, they absolutely could, but make them look really, really bad. Ooh. Starting to lose my voice right here. Sorry about that. Here we go. Here we freaking go. Oh, they even kept in her saying the old name instead. Love that. Yeah, that is exactly what Rimuru's planning on doing, and that's exactly the consequences of taking him off. Yeah, shocked. Utterly shocked, because that's the exact situation, and that was a brilliant response to it. Even Diablo is shocked. Like, okay, wow, good job. This is why you're first secretary. You are actually smart. Good for you! Seriously, this is Shion's episode to shine. First with the violin, and now with actually understanding economic policies and trade negotiations. Good for you! Oh, pardon? Oh god, I love her. Ooh, very intense Diablo. Love it. Seriously, this episode we got terrifying Hinata, terrifying Luminous, and terrifying Diablo. Perfect trifecta. And terrifying Shion. Oh, I love it. Oh. So yeah, as terrifying as it is when they fight, when they actually get along and are on the same page, million times worse. Because literally no force in the world can actually stop them if they're, working together. Except Rimuru. Just one word from Rimuru was all it took for them to just fully cool down. Also important to recognize here, again, the anime is, making Molly look worse. Skipping really important scenes for him. Like, for example, Molly has already spent all of the coins from his own vault to pay back these merchants. He is that focused, that determined to make sure this thing is a success, that he's already blown through all of his own money for this.
多めの金塊で支払うというのはどうだ？
理に里井商人ならばその提案にはうなずくでしょうな。ですが、それには断固反対ですぞ。
Yeah, that said though, even if they're cutting out a lot, Molly is still awesome no matter the adaptation.
なんで？
足元を見られるからですわい。無理なんだよ、ふっかけ。
God, I love his merchant spirit. Like, seriously.
そうしてでも取り繕う国であると相手からそう認識されてしまいます。
So basically, they have two bad choices right now. The first is they can say, no, take this other thing that we're going to barter with instead of actual money, in which case they'll look really bad to the whole West. Or they can say, okay, here's just raw gold plus a little extra, and in which case, they'll, even if they take it, it'll make them look bad because, like, okay, these guys are willing to fold as soon as we put any sort of pressure on them. Let's walk all over them moving forward. Oh, God. Yeah, alright. I mean, that's the attitude of a king right there. Yep, Rimuru completely and utterly unconcerned by all of this. I was kind of wondering why Benimaru was all dressed up like that. It's a good look for him, I gotta say. If we don't have it, we don't have it. It's just good Lord above. Like, there is a serious effort here to make Rimuru suffer, to, gather up all these merchants, to convince them to do something that is against their own interest, and just coordinate all of this perfectly, and Rimuru is just completely and utterly unbothered by any of it. And so, Molly's gonna go out drinking with Rimuru. Good for him. And good for everyone else, too. They're all excited. They're all happy. And terrifying Shuna. Alright, so with this episode, we got terrifying Hinata, terrifying Luminous, terrifying Diablo, terrifying Shion, and terrifying Shuna. Good Lord above. Oh, those eyes. Those eyes are next level right there. For the record, they don't actually listen to her, and Rimuru does have a hangover the next day that Raphael refuses to treat. Slight hangover, yeah. Which, again, Raphael refused to treat. Oh, nobility boxes. Oh, little Chloe has her own seats. Oh, good for her. She deserves it. Oh, and, like, literally everyone from the Slime movie. But seriously, just Chloe has her own seat. Her own seat right next to Rimuru. She is literally his right-hand gal. And she's the announcer, and she's gonna be amazing. And this reminds me so much of the tournament arc, the dark tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho. She even has like that same energy, I think. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Alright, next episode, probably gonna be called The Tournament Begins or something. The Martial Arts Tournament. Oh, that's gonna be fun. Alright, so this was the first episode, our first look at the festival. And we got, oh god, Chloe and Alice, yeah, being so excited to meet Hinata. That was precious. Especially the hug. Oh my god, the fangirl hug. Oh, Chloe, I love you so much. All right, then we have the musical performance with Takt. That's such a weird name. Seriously, if there's another translation out there which calls them something else, please let me know down below. Because I remember last episode, it was the last episode or the one before, where Rimuru gave them the gave the students necklaces. They said, "Oh, there's 100 gold on it," and other people were like, "No, the actual translation." Another translation said 100 silver. Anyway, though, yeah, orchestra made up of all sorts of monsters, humans, dwarves, everything, including trying to pause right on them. But, like, the Dwarf Brothers? Maybe that's Gabiru's retina of, followers. Yeah, the 3 Dwarf Brothers. What the freak? When did they have time to learn the oboe? I don't know, instruments. And Xian and Shuna, oh my god, this performance was magical. I cannot wait to see this post on YouTube because I want to save this and watch this over and over again. Oh, that's just so amazing. Then we had the science talk. Oh god, then we had them eating corn, which is so adorable. The science talk is they basically redefined what everyone understands about magicules, the super rare herb, all of that. And Gazelle panicked. God. Veldora ran a pseudonym's grill, while this girl right here just enjoys some good food. I love how she's just like here, just like so present throughout all of this. It's hilarious. Luminous gave Rimuru some tips and agreed to a cultural exchange. And then we had a nice meeting with Molly where things got very intense as they realized, hey, we're out of money and this could absolutely destroy our reputation. Rimuru's not worried because Rimuru is never worried about this kind of thing. Alright, I loved it. Absolutely love this episode. Definitely top 5 for this season. Maybe top 3. But please let me think down below. Which in this episode, what was your favorite part of all of this? Did you like Xian and Shuna singing? Did you like the science explanation? Did you like the train? I loved the detail of the train going around the room over and over again. That made me laugh so much. And are you excited for the tournament? With Soka right here as our announcer. Oh, that's going to be fun. As, we finally get to hear her say, Ma-sa-yu-ki! But please, I think all this down below. And until next time, peace!